Today we're going to talk about loading cargo on the woodchip truck, and there's going to be a lot of tips and tricks how to doing with loading cargo on these trucks. Yes, welcome to another episode. In the series How to Drive a Woodchip Truck. And today we're going to look at loading cargo. This is very possible to do at the woodchip truck. The most common cargo we're loading is wood pieces, wood packages, or pulp. It's also very common. But we drive a lot of other things as well. Pallets and with different cargo on. It's not very complicated to drive cargo on the woodchip truck. Actually, it's even more easier for the truck driver. But as I told you in the first episode of this series, we don't have any back doors on the cargo space. There are some woodchip trucks with doors in the back, but it's not so very common. And this makes it a little bit easier for us because we don't have to load by ourselves, but use machines to load and unload the cargo. And with this I will start talk about loading. We have the fixed straps on the woodchip trucks. Almost every woodchip truck have these fixed straps. There are some exceptions where there are no fixed straps, and then you have to load as a normal cargo truck with loose straps. But I have fixed straps on my truck, and you've seen it in some videos. So it's just to pull the straps out and fasten them in the side hatch. There are a little different constructions, but in general they are very similar. Some trucks have the hooks in the side hatch and in the floor, but my truck you can use it in the side hatch all the time, so this is very easy. So what you do is you attach the straps in the side hatch and open the cargo space. So you can load almost everything. But where we're loading pallets, we're normally using no straps because the cargo space will get full. We are loading pallets with the cutter shavings packages for stables, and other kind of cargo as well on pallets, like stones and pellets and a lot of other things. But when loading wood packages or pulp, we have to use the straps. We're loading almost anything, but we have one kind of limit for cargo, what we can load. And that limit is because we have rolling top cover on the wood chip trucks. So when covering the cargo space, we cannot park the truck all night, because if it's heavy rain, it will collect water on top of the top cover, and it is not possible to uncover the cargo space if that happens. And it's the same in winter time. When it's snow on the top cover, you cannot unroll it, open it, because it will press down the top cover. So if you park the truck, you have to know you have some cargo that can handle wet rain or snow, because you have to open the top cover while parking for the night. A lot of pallets is not problem to if it comes rain or snow on them, but if the cargo cannot take wet like rain or snow, you have to deliver before the evening. For example, dry wood, which is not covered with plastic, you cannot park overnight, but you have to unload the same day. It could be other things as well. I don't remember now. Sometimes we drive some sensitive materials, but normally we don't load this kind of cargo. I can mention now in this that there are some wood chip trucks with the top cover lid top cover, like this one in the pictures. So if you have this lid cover, it is possible to load this cargo which doesn't can take water. Now I remember, pulp we cannot have overnight. That's a cargo we often drive, so you have to think about this when loading, that you have to deliver before the evening. We have some, you can make some solutions. For example, I worked in a place some years ago where we parked with pulp overnight, but we did load the pulp and put the straps in the floor, not in the hatch but in the floor. And while parking, we always did it in the same place at the company. So we opened the cargo space, the side hatch, so it was like a roof over the cargo space, and parked the truck and trailer alongside a long wall, very close to a wall, so it couldn't come rain on the pulp. So you can find some solutions to park overnight. At this company I work now, if we have some sensitive cargo and parking at the company, we drive inside with the truck, inside the shop, or to park overnight. So that's a solution too. But even when driving loose materials, for example wood chips, which is kind of heavy and don't top fill the cargo space. You cannot have the top cover over the cargo space overnight, because it's the same problem. Because water or snow, rain or snow will fill the top cover. So when parking overnight, you have to uncover the cargo. But wood chips is not a problem to come rain or snow on. It's not a problem. But if you have some cargo what is very lightweight, which will be top filling the cargo space all the way up, you can use the top cover. But still, if you do this and snow will come, you have to go on top of the cargo space and take away the snow before driving away. So if you park overnight and there's snowing, you have to take away the snow before driving, because if you're uncovering the cargo space without get rid of the snow, there will just be a big messy snow package. You cannot unroll the cover if you do this. Also, if there is snow on top of the cargo space and you're driving away, it could be risk for other trucks or other cars to have snow on them, or maybe ice falling from my roof on the other cars. So please take away the snow and ice from the top cover if there is, after leaving it overnight. So when driving a car with top cover, plastic top cover, you have to be thinking a little bit more than if you have the lid on the top. But we always load from the side of the truck. And now I will not talk about the trucks with the back doors on the cargo space, because it's not so common. But because I have this kind of truck and we are looking at this truck right now. But it's very smooth for us as drivers, because we always use machines to load and unload. Also, because we're using the straps with fixed straps, we don't have to climb on the cargo to throw straps and work hard. So for me, I find it more smooth to use a wood chip truck to load cargo than a normal cargo truck. But we have to be aware of that the construction of the wood chip truck is more thin. It's not so strong as a normal cargo truck. So we have to be aware of this when loading some cargo. For example, when loading wood packages, it is a risk that the wood sticking out and can make holes in our walls. So when the forklift driver puts the cargo on the truck, they pushes it too far in, so it will be a hole in the wall, like the one in the picture here. It will very easily go through the wall all the way. And this could also be with other kind of cargo. So be aware of this. To look at the cargo, if something's sticking out, don't push it too far in. And then we have the floor. That's also much more sensitive than the cargo trucks, because there is pretty far away between the metal construction in the bottom of the floor. In a cargo truck there is like strong floor constructions. Some wood chip trucks have this kind of construction in the floors, but most common is like my truck. There is not so much metal bars, and there is just thin wood, like some kind of plywood, a little stronger than normal plywood, and it's not a problem with wet on this plywood, but this is the only thing we have on the floor. So if you're loading something, for example, if they have feet or some kind of puncture, so you cannot place it in the middle of the wood plywood, because it will make holes in the plywood or it will bend it down. So if you have this kind of cargo, make sure to place it over the metal frames. We're not loading this kind of cargo so often, so it's not a big problem. But if you do, be careful about it. But also with the floors, the floors, when they are very new, they are very flat. The surface is very smooth, so cargo will glide very easily on the floor. And that's because when unloading loose cargo like wood chip, it will come off very easily. But when you're loading cargo, we have to be aware of that the floor is more it will glide easily than on other trucks. So be aware of this. It's not a problem if you're using straps and holding them down to the floor. It's not a problem. But for example, when loading pallets or something, it's very important to put them together so there's no air between the pallets, so they will glide on the floor. So that's important. When a truck is new, it's more smooth, but when using the truck, the floor will be a little ripped up, and the cargo will stand more still on it. But you want a flat floor, so make sure the forklift drivers don't push the cargo over the floor, because it will destroy the floor for you. So during the summer, if forklifts destroy your floor, you will have not so easy to unload in wintertime with wood chips and different materials. And a very big risk is while loading pulp. They have these metal lines around the pulp. And in the bottom of the pulp package, the threads are twinned together. And that's because we will not get hurt while destroying clothes on them while walking around them. But the problem is for us when they're twinning together in the bottom, as because if they're pushing the pulp on the floor on our trucks, it will destroy the floors very much. You can see it very clearly when they are pulling the pulp over the floor. It will make deep cuts in our wooden floors. So be awake while they are loading or unloading. Especially some truck drivers, that they pull the pulp out and then take a new angle with the truck, with the forklift, and pull up. But the forklift drivers who are used to drive, they don't do this. But if, for example, there could be in summertime there are extra people working at the places, or if there are new drivers on these forklifts with the clamps. But it's not a problem if they lift and the pulp comes out from the floor. It's not a problem. But if they don't lift properly but just pull it out, it will be destroying the floor of the wood chip truck. The problem is when they are pulling along the floor. That's the problem. Eventually the floor will break and you have to change the floor. So beware of this and take care of your floor on the wood chip truck. What more to say about loading? I don't really know. Maybe I forgot something, but you can write in the comments if I forgot something important about cargo on the wood chip trucks. I've been talking about what I remember right now, and hope you have good knowledge from this video. And it is no problem to drive cargo on a wood chip truck. Have a nice time. So see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye.